to you from Africa, and I'm coming to you from Europe. I'm so glad it's summer. Soon, the weather looks really nice and hot there for you as well.
Yeah, we are in winter in South Africa and it is quite cold.
Great. So what are we getting into today? Because I think we are talking about the big C. The big C that everybody's talking about. Everybody in business, in school, in your personal life. What is this big C, Sue?
Yes, I think everyone knows. Before you even say it, people know it's going to come. We're talking about COVID today, but more specifically, we're getting real about it. We're talking about how it affects you as an individual, your human rights, and how it works.
Yeah, that's a very important conversation to have, and I think many people around the globe can really relate to this. But in terms of this episode, we are going to focus on South Africa because we've had many court cases about this in the last couple of weeks, and there's been many questions about the constitutionality of the lockdown in South Africa. So we're going to get down and really speak about that today.
Let's start at the beginning. How is the state of emergency declared, Jean-Marie?
So, state of emergency is dealt with in Section 37 of the South African Constitution. In terms of Section 37 of the Constitution, it allows for the declaration of a state of emergency during which time certain rights may be limited. And in South Africa's case, of course, it resulted in a lockdown. This section requires that the initial declaration not be longer than 21 days. Thereafter, it may be extended for not more than 3 months at a time. The first extension must be supported by a simple majority, which is a 50% plus 1 vote by the National Assembly. And any subsequent extension thereafter by a 60% majority vote of the National Assembly. Before any declaration is made, it must first be publicly debated.
Right. So that's interesting because I don't know if that has been happening in South Africa. I have not seen any debates in Parliament on the extension of the original state of emergency, which actually has been brought under the Constitutional Court's attention by the DA, the opposition party to the current leading political party, the ANC. So now that we know how a state of emergency is declared, what is the effect of that on our rights? So in terms of Section 37(4) of the South African Constitution, the Constitution allows for limitations of rights if the limitation is required by the state of emergency and the legislation, regulations in our current case in South Africa, are published and are consistent with international obligations when dealing with state of emergencies. It does not indemnify anyone in respect of any unlawful act. The limitations of specific rights do not go beyond the constitutionally allowable limitation and is published for the public to see as soon as possible. So, Jean-Marie, what would be practical examples of a limitation?
All of these are really important points and interesting discussions to have. So let's look at it practically. The court actually said that we have to be careful not to institute unreasonable limitations. A very practical example of this would be to say that you cannot go and visit somebody who is gravely ill or perhaps on their deathbeds within their own house. But you are allowed to cross municipal borders and attend a funeral with many other people within that immediate vicinity.
So, although some of the regulations do not stand the test of rationality, some of them do.
If you have any questions about COVID, the COVID situation, your constitutional rights, or anything you would like to understand better, be sure to send a mail to info@calibrics.com and also visit our website, www.calibrics.com. Yeah, we can't wait to grow our subscriber lists and numbers, and we really are getting to new goals thanks to you. So we'll see you on the next episode here on the Calibrics Report. Have a great week. Ciao.
Bye.